Hi, in this video I'm going to be talking about how to calculate the volume of a geometric figure whenever they give you stuff like this for your dimensions, okay? Things that involve x's instead of just plain numbers like 5s and 2s and 10s and stuff like that. First things first, this formula, the volume, all we're going to do, we're not going to actually solve for the volume or solve for x or anything. We're just going to come up with the expression that tells us what the volume should be, but it'll look like this except it has x's in it, okay? Before we get going, understand this. This stands for volume of the pyramid that we have here. This capital B here, when you see a capital B, that means the area of the base, okay? And so in this case, we have what looks like a square base, right? So really, we're talking about the area of the square base here, which is nice because the area of a square is pretty easy. It's just length times width, right? And so what we're going to do then is just a couple of steps. First of all, let's look at that square base. You have a width of 2x minus 3 and a height of 2x minus 3. And so if I wanted to calculate the area of that base would be base times height, which is just 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. Or we might write it like this. It's 2x minus 3, that parentheses thing, squared. Okay, that chunk is squared. So there's the area of the base. Maybe I should have used capital B instead of capital A here. A for area. We can call it capital B if we want to instead. Maybe that makes it a little bit more sense, right? So we're pretty close. Now all we need is the vertical height, okay? And you can see here that they've actually given us the vertical height. It's 3x plus 4. Okay, so great. That means that we're ready to go then. If we wanted to put in the volume of this pyramid, but in terms of x, instead of using b and h, it would be 1/3. The area of the base is 2x minus 3 squared. And the height is just 3x plus 4. Now we can go through and we can FOIL that out. Oops, sorry, hit the camera. We can go through and FOIL that out and come up with like a big long expression that kind of looks like maybe one of these things that we did earlier. But in this case, honestly, what's the point, okay? If we're going to go through and we're going to solve for x later on, if we're going to figure something out, we're going to have better ways to do it than to go through and FOIL out. So hopefully that makes sense. Really the trick here is knowing that the area of a square is just base times height. Okay, if you can do that, then you can do these problems.